Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome back, Force here, and today's video isn't going to be a regular Overwatch news video where I cover a lot of topics. Today I just wanted to talk about Blizzard's stance on punishing, I guess what we would call bad seeds, bad apples in the community. People who purposefully leave matches, throw games, troll in their matches, and basically do what they can to make the lives of the other players in their games as miserable as possible. First off, in the past 24 hours, we've had two big things happen. First was Jeff Kaplan coming out and saying that they're going to be taking much harsher punishments on leavers. Our philosophy has been that we would rather not have leavers playing the game at all, especially in competitive play. We keep increasing the penalty for leaving and will continue to do so. We're in the process of implementing a new policy which would take into account how many competitive seasons you have been banned from, and at a certain point prevent you from playing competitive ever again. Now that is quite, again, a firm stance that they're taking on the issue. Whether it's on purpose or whether it's out of their hands because of bad internet, Blizzard has stated, and it looks like they're going to move forward with this idea of, if you can't stay in your matches, if it happens often enough, we're going to ban you for a season. If you are banned for enough seasons, you're never playing competitive ever again. If you're someone who suffers from almost constant disconnects and you feel like you're not going to be a reliable asset to your team, they would rather have you not playing competitive altogether. Now that will undoubtedly piss some people off because, again, people paid their money. Obviously, in paying their money, everyone feels like they should have access to every part of it. But I guess the spirit of competitive, in Blizzard's opinion, is valuable enough that they want to keep it intact and keep it as true and pure as possible. And that means having things be as fair and balanced beyond just having a good matchmaking system and ranking tiers and all of those things. That also means preventing people who are on a regular, habitual basis not staying in their matches, whether it's on purpose or whether it's out of their hands because of bad internet. So I guess if you are one of those people who aren't leaving on purpose but have the issue of poor internet, you got to consider that if you feel like your internet's stable enough before you enter into competitive play. Again, that will of course upset a lot of people. Now, the second thing I wanted to touch on, I don't think will upset a lot of people. I think a lot of people will be pretty firmly standing behind this. And we're talking about right now a pro player by the name of Defran. As far as I'm aware, he was one of the best players in the world, an amazing hit scan DPS, very well known in the competitive community. Also known for being a bit of a troll, purposefully not playing his best in matches, picking characters and then just jumping off of cliffs with them, watching YouTube videos while in the middle of a competitive game while live streaming was his most recent, what we'll call, offense, and this was enough of an action to warrant a disciplinary measure from Blizzard. So basically the long and the short here is that Blizzard decided to ban Defran from Overwatch contenders for the season 0 and season 1. They also banned all of his accounts from competitive play, and they're basically saying, we're not putting up with this bullcrap. They have bountiful evidence because he decided to stream a lot of the trolling and throwing of matches that he does. And just to be clear, what he was doing was going into matches, purposefully trying to lose the match or play his worst for the sake of trying to rank down and steamroll through, I think he said platinum players or whatever. He was trying to D-rank and get as low as possible and then just trash a lot of people. Now, this hurts everyone on his team on the way down and on the way up. He hurts the opposing team. So obviously on the way down, he's throwing his matches, trying to drop lower and lower and lower, as low as he can possibly get his account. And then when he's satisfied with how terrible everyone else around him is, he'll start playing seriously and smash everyone on the way back up. And this is something that, again, is against the spirit of competitive play, which goes back to the lever issue that we talked about earlier. It's also just not good for the community. It's not good for anyone involved but him. He's having a great time and he thinks it's funny. It's for the lulz. It's just a troll. And look, he's still pretty much a kid. That doesn't excuse this behavior. Neither does anything that he might be going through. And it is true, you know, I do have empathy if he's going through a lot of stuff and that's causing that behavior. It's been my experience in my life that people who act shitty on a regular basis do so because they're hurting from something. Now, I'm not going to try to psychoanalyze this guy. I'm not going to talk about any problems he might have because I don't know him. I know nothing about him, honestly. But it's fair to say that, at least again, in my experience, anyone that I've ever known who's just been consistently shitty, there's always a root cause. And it's not as simple as saying, that's just his personality. There's something there. And I empathize with that. But at the same time, that doesn't make it right. It doesn't excuse the behavior. And it doesn't make him immune to punishment. And that's exactly what he's getting. Now, this is, again, a highlighted example. But the idea and the hope here is that if if Blizzard is willing to take this strong of a stance to ban him from competitive play and stop him from competing in the Overwatch contenders, that they're going to be doing this as well for some of the regular people who aren't streaming but are on a consistent basis getting reported for trolling and streaming. Now, this does of course open up the concern that people who play Hanzo or Widowmaker on a regular basis will get constantly reported. And the hope, of course, is that Blizzard investigates these things properly and makes sure that they're not just being reported for the heroes that they're picking, but there's some evidence of habitual poor behavior and trying to ruin the good time of those teammates and the people around you. And I think that's really why all of this stuff is an issue, because this is a team game. It's not a solo game where you just fuck around and screw with the AI. Maybe you hack into it, maybe you got some mods, maybe you do whatever, and it's just for fun, it's just for the lulz. But this is something where if you screw around and if you purposefully try to ruin the games that you're in, it ruins it for the people that are reliant on you in those matches. And that's why any of this matters. Because no, I don't think that it matters. If Defran wants to be an asshole when he plays video games, that's fine. As long as he's not doing it to the extent that it's affecting other people and ruining their experiences, then I'm okay with whatever he does. But he's not playing Skyrim and just being a dick on stream. No. If he was doing it in any other game but one that relied on other teams and affected other people, it wouldn't be a big deal. But he is playing a team game. It does affect other people, and that's why it matters. And that's why Blizzard is taking this stance. And again, the hope is that they continue to have a strong stance, not only on people in the spotlight, but everyone who tries to ruin the experience of the other people that play this game. At the end of the day, I am happy that Blizzard is taking a firmer stance. I think it is ultimately the best for the health of the game and the health of the community. And the people who troll and the people who leave on purpose and they do all these things, while it is just a game, remember, it does affect the other people that you play with. And if you don't care, and if you want to just goof off, there's other game modes that you can play, and there's other games that you can play. All right, everyone, that does it for me here today. As always, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you have a good one. And until next time, I'll see you later.